What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's going on, everybody? This your man Dre Mac coming to you again with another episode of the Dre Mac Show. 7:30 in the morning, Central Time, 8:30 on the East Coast. And if you're in LA, the West Coast, get up, get up, get up, get up. It's 5:30 in the morning. Get ready for work. Today, I am going to go over X-Men 97, episode 10. This is my breakdown, reaction, give you my total thoughts on this episode in the entire series for itself, my likes, my dislikes. Um, I am the day of this recording. Of course, this is you're watching this on the premiere or you're watching this on the replay. I am going to the dentist, so I don't have that much because I'm not gonna lie, my whole jaw is swollen. You can't see because of my beard, but trust me, I gotta go to the dentist here soon. So I wanted to give you the guys this video, but hopefully you guys are healthy. Hopefully you guys are happy. Shout out to my man Heavy Gan over at the Heavy Gan channel. I might not be as enthusiastic as normal because my mouth hurts right now, but I'm still going to give you this because, I'm here for y'all. You already know what it is. So you already know how I do it. The real question is, all right, all right, all right, all right. And again, if you're watching this on the replay, you're watching this on the premiere, I really appreciate you guys for tuning in every morning, whether it's live, whether it's one of the videos that you watch right now, and just seeing me yap and chatter. I appreciate it. And then shout out to all the new subscribers. One of my videos is doing really well. So shout out to all the new subscribers that are coming in. All right. So this episode is Tolerance is Extinction Part 3. And what I do like opening of this episode, and if you're new to here, I will go over the episode. There's going to be literally a skip because I don't want to get in trouble with Disney Plus. But we're going to be skipping through some things and everything. And just basically, like I said, going over this episode if you're new here. So, but I do like it because we get a conversation between Eric and a young Professor Xavier. And they're basically talking about how that they have these different philosophies if mutants come out and say that they're mutants. And again, this is where you get the backstory of the ideologies. And I don't think that has been said. I mean, I'm doing my breakdown early this morning. Other people's breakdowns came out like a Wednesday, Thursday. And I'm doing mine on Friday because I wanted to give people enough time. And plus, we had a major conversation about one of the scenes that's in here, which I will get to when we get there. But I haven't heard about the ideology from a lot of other people. And that's what we're getting in this scene. A lot of the ideology and a lot of the backstory, but we come to find out that this is inside of Eric's mind. He is actually having, when in the last episode, Charles Xavier went into the mind of Magneto so he could be able to, show his humanity. Where is his humanity? Plus, he just stabbed Wolverine, took all the adamantium out of his body. So, he's trying to have a heart to heart with him on this one. But again, he reveals to him that, hey, I'm a mutant. I have the power to go inside of people's mind, read thoughts, all of that, make them do what I want them to do, honestly, make them a flesh puppet. And, Eric is saying, look, I can bend metal, but he's also giving them, when they're talking about this, he's giving them the realization that, if we come out or we say that we're mutants, mankind is going to hunt and destroy us to put them in concentration camps. And to me, and for other, shouts, I believe the new rock star said that this was in Vietnam. So they're already at a point where they're trying to out here trying to help people. And with Eric being a Holocaust survivor, this makes a lot of sense. But again, we find out that Charles is inside of his mind and he's breaking away from his mind so they can have a real conversation. He didn't even know who he was because, again, he's taken over his mind. you know, and he's just kind of having this flashback, like he's basically a tortured soul. And if you think about it in hindsight, honestly, Eric has been right this whole entire time. It's because what they want, what a lot of people want to do, and this is the honest to God truth. When people are ready to fight back from their oppressors, and let's be honest, in this situation, in X-Men, the X-Men are the dominant, more advanced race. We know that they're the most advanced people, and what we want to do a majority of the time is people want us to play kumbaya. When they attack us, we supposed to just take the high ground. We're just supposed to do all this other stuff. We're supposed to forgive. We're supposed to do all of this. Now, remind you, Genosha was attacked, and he was there trying to protect a young mutant that was killed on his watch. And just think about it. How would you feel if you're trying to protect your people from a massacre? You know what I mean? And one of the people that you were trying to protect, was killed on your watch. How would you feel? How would you understand? You know what I'm saying? How would you react? Would you go into the part where Magneto is going? A lot of wars have been started like that, and a lot of wars to be able to get to a complete understanding. So I like that. And then now, they're pulling Magneto. Basically the psychic link, he got him out, and he's actually begging for him. And this was actually super dope. Again, a lot of great animation. Now I'm a full screen this here for a second. There's a lot of great animation in this scene right here. I wanted to make this my thumbnail. You know what I mean? Because he was like, "Look, I got to do what I got to do to be able to save these people." And that electronic pulse that went out, you know, uh, was a reason for that. And I'm gonna let a little bit of this play because I want to explain something to you. You know, we got to see a lot of people from the original series. Of course, it's the Silver Samurai, and I want to tell you, this is the original Silver Samurai. This is not the Silver Samurai's kid brother. This is not the Silver Samurai's daddy. This is not the Silver Samurai's uncle. This is not the Silver Samurai's sister. The original Silver Samurai. You know what I mean? And I'm pointing this out for a complete reason to make sense. But he had to turn the lights on, and of course, this is in the White House briefing. Excuse me. Again, it's hard for me to talk. You got Iron Man and you have Captain America. Now, this is the original Captain America, Steve Rogers. This is the original Iron Man, Tony Stark. This is not Tony Stark's cousin. This is not his daddy. This is not his little sister in there, and that is not Rhodey. It's the original one, and that's the original Captain America. That's Steve Rogers. That ain't Falcon. Nobody else. You know what I mean? Again, I'm telling this for a reason. It's going to make a lot of sense. Daredevil makes a cameo, and I love this. Daredevil makes a cameo because people are out here looting and stuff like that. You see, mutants hate humans. I think that's what that says, and all this graffiti. Trust no mutant. And Daredevil's out here doing his thing. You know what I mean? Stopping people from looting. Now, mind you, this is Daredevil, the original Daredevil. This ain't Daredevil's cousin. You know what I'm saying? This ain't Daredevil's baby mama. This is the original Daredevil, right? You know what I mean? Now all the hospitals and stuff like that. Doctor Strange makes a appearance in here. Now it's cool that they got Doctor Strange using the same magic that or the same looking magic that they do in the MCU. Now remind you, this is Doctor Strange. This ain't Doctor Strange's baby mama. This ain't Doctor Strange's cousin. This ain't none of that. That was Doctor Strange. You know what I mean? And that is the I think of Victoria. Now she does see all of the Sentinels, the Prime Sentinels getting ready to reactivate because this is what needed to happen. We knew this was gonna happen. Now electronic pulse goes out, across the world. You know what I mean? And then you see Jean Grey in the water. This is going to come back later in this, but I wanted to play a lot of these scenes out because this is a scene where Cable, Bastion, and Sinister are having this conversation. Sinister tried to get his thoughts in and all of that. the X-Men to be captured. Now, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. They nerf Storm. They totally nerf Storm, and because for one, she got taken out by just a stray bullet. This is the same woman who was turning sand into glass in the first episode and making Sentinels fall like, you know what I mean? Like angels from heaven. And now you got her over here caught and making her a Mary Sue. You know what I mean? Like, she's an Omega level mutant. If you know what Omega level mutant is, she would have destroyed, you know what I'm saying, these Sentinels in one single bound. How the hell does she have electronic powers and she can't get out of this mess that she's in right now? Let me full screen this. How the hell she can't get out of this mess? It pissed me off. It pissed me off because she was supposed to make this grand entrance. She did not have a moment. It's like a lot of people got a moment. Beast got a moment. She got a moment at the beginning of the series, but then she had to go through a spiritual journey of understanding and all of this and getting her powers back. And then she comes back and it's a whimper. Like, why did you have all this set up for a whimper? That's one of the things that I'm disappointed in this series. With this overall being an excellent, well-written series, the way that they treated Bishop, Storm, and Roberto da Costa, aka Sunspot, because Sunspot is actually Afro-Brazilian. And I didn't really bring this up in here, but in the comics, he's a black dude. You know what I mean? He's a black Brazilian. Well, I mean, he's an Afro-Brazilian, just like, or black Brazilian. And they got him out here with with a little tan and the same hair that Russell Wilson had for a while. You know what I mean? And they did not really, to me, give them the just due that they needed, especially Storm. You know what I mean? So, and the Bishop was only here for like episode 1. Now, mind you, she has besides having to control the weather, she has electromagnetic powers through electricity. You're telling me she can't get out of a grasp of a Sentinel and have to grasp a Bastion? Bastion over here choking her half to death. You're telling me that she can't get out of that? Dude, this is a lot of it was a lot of disheartening. It was a lot that was disheartening about this. But Bastion, I'm not gonna lie, was super duper damn dope. You know what I'm saying? He came more man than machine. You know what I mean? So I really, like I said, really like this. Now the Prime Sentinels came down to protect Senator Kelly. Captain America is sitting behind them. Iron Man, they're trying to find Senator Kelly. Now, we get our first appearance of the King of Wakanda. Now, this is where, and if you've seen it, all over Twitter, my last 2 videos, this is a humongous problem. And I'm going to explain to you why if you're watching this. For one, this is the modern day Dora Milaje. The Dora Milaje was introduced during Christopher Priest's run in 1998. So the Dora Milaje is not native to T'Chaka's reign as king. And T'Chaka's reign as king ended when T'Challa was an adolescent. He was around, in the comic, he looked around between 12 and 14 because he was still strong enough to pick up the gun and be able to shoot Ulysses Claw based on the writings from Stan Lee and Jack Kirby. That's in Fantastic Four number 52 and 53. You know what I mean? Where he's giving his backstory. So when you look at this, for one, all those suits is modern day Dora Milaje of the MCU. 1. Number 2, in the 1994 Fantastic Four series, there's an episode called The Panther's Prey, where they recreate Fantastic Four number 52 and 53, right, in their own unique way. They also did this in the Avengers 2009 show. They did something similar to that, but it was against the Avengers, which in the 1960s or in the 1970s, T'Challa was an Avenger. He's one of the OG Avengers from the 60s and 70s. You know what I'm saying? Or the 70s run. He's an OG Avenger. He actually left Wakanda to be an Avenger. You know what I mean? So this look is exactly the look from the original run, but it's also from Priest's run, and I'm going to show you I want to just uh pull this up real quick and show you. I didn't have this ready at first, but hey, I want to show you that that this ain't, and this is what started the confusion. This is what started the confusion because in Marvel Comics, this is during Christopher Priest run, right? And I'm going to share my screen real quick. This is the look of T'Challa in that run, right? Kate, except he has the gold on instead of the original outfit, which had no gold, but he had the gold claws, gold necklace, the cape, and the pop collar, right? This is when he goes to New York. You know what I mean? This is when he went to New York. Now, this is during Christopher Priest's run, right? Now, why is this so important? Because T'Challa has always been the Black Panther. Always been the Black Panther. And now you can say, well, sure he was Black Panther. Yes, for a brief moment. Well, his uncle Yasin was Yasin was the Black Panther. He was the Black Panther. See, based on later when T'Chaka died, Yasin became the Black Panther, and then but the whole plan was for T'Challa to be aged up, and once he became of age, challenged for the ruler of Wakanda and to be the Black Panther, and he beat his uncle, and that's during the original Hunlin run, right? T'Chaka is the Uncle Ben of the Black Panther franchise. He dies early in this part of his motivation for the character. He is similar to Batman. You know what I mean? So I wanted to bring that out there, but I was, excited and happy to see this. When it happened, let me show you. Because that's Black Panther doing Black Panther things, right? With the original suit. That was an original Black Panther T'Challa 1960s Jack Kirby suit. Now, this was awesome to see also. This was Cameo City. You see Daredevil got quickly put, knocked out, and Cloak and Dagger come. Now, again, Cloak and Dagger are here. So it's tying in a lot of, I kind of want to just play this. Cloak and Dagger is here. They're fighting off the Prime Sentinels. You know what I'm saying? Crimson Dynamo and Polaris, Omega Red is there. You know what I mean? So this is literally, Marvel tipping its hand to all of its, main characters. And I'm going to get to what I'm saying main. I'm saying main for a reason. Main characters going against the Prime Sentinels. Now, Psylocke and Puck is here. Puck. I forgot the other guys' names in the white and black. I forgot their name, but literally it's on and cracking. You know what I mean? It's on and cracking. And Sinister is made. So Cable is made to talk through Senator's little mind gem and all of that, and Bastion is reveling in that. And he's just talking crazy. You know what I'm saying to him? But he's talking. But this is a good conversation about how he feels when you start talking about bigotry and hatred. This is literally what you're talking about. And a lot of this I like because there's a lot of great, like I said, for the gripes that I have, and I'm gonna get to the gripes at the end of the video. There is a lot of great dialogue that has been had here, with them. And he was gonna make an example out of him. And so just like, wait a minute, hold up, dog, hold up, big dog, you can't do that. And guess who rises out of the water like a phoenix? You know what I'm saying? Jean Grey. And this was so dope. You know what I mean? This was so dope that she came out the water like this. You know what I'm saying? And I'm talking about full phoenix, full, and I love this. I forgot it's a newer runs where they show her phoenix power coming forth. This was amazing. Not even gonna lie. This was amazing. And she really could have destroyed Bastion to me. You know what I'm saying? but the show got a show. So, but it was dope that she made the Prime Sentinels. She made them. He made them disarm them by putting the collar, recreating the collar, and putting the collar back on his head. But again, this is all mega level mutant. You know what I'm saying? Jean Grey is, and she basically was trying to get these people back to their humanity. So that's why you see a lot of them, revert back to the human state. So that was and again, she was able to. Jean Grey got her scene, and I'm so mad that Storm, one of my favorite X-Men of all time, did not get her time to shine. Now, I hope these people did revert back before they were just hitting the deck like this. You know what I'm saying? I hope they got, at least a little bit of that love, you know what I'm saying, of being so prime signal before I just smack completely to the ground and break my neck. You know what I mean? But everybody breaks free. Um Jean takes the DNA out of Mr. Sinister in this episode. In this, all the DNA he stole over the years. You know what I'm saying? And it kind of remind me. I don't know why this remind me of something like Mortal Kombat. Um, like I can't think of dude's name. Um, I can't think of his name right now, but this just reminds me of something that you will see in a Mortal Kombat movie or Mortal Kombat game, where I mean, literally, your soul is mine, and revert him back to that immortality. That immortality is not even there anymore. You know what I'm saying? And it shatters, the gem or the hold that he had on him, and he's back to this state, this vampirish state. Loved every minute of this. And again, Phoenix going Phoenix. She got her moment. You know what I'm saying? Especially with her having the Marvel Girl outfit on. It was dope. They've been teasing this, the entire time. They've been teasing this, but she just literally Bastion is not destroyed it. She just exit out of it, and then next thing you know, everybody gets slapped up. And again, Storm is a mega level mutant. Why the hell is she getting smacked up like this? You know what I mean? Personal opinion. Uh, so he goes up to Cable, and I'm talking about this. Like I said, the animation has been so top tier. I've always looked a little side-eyed to Marvel when it came to their animation, but this animation team here has been super dope. And he, and this is basically where bashing his final form. You know what I'm saying? Integrated, basically loses his humanity. It becomes, half man, half machine. Super dope with the wings, all of that. Super dope. Left my man out here with with no arm. You know what I mean? So you go back to Asteroid M with the other team. You're still having this psychic connection with Magneto and Charles Xavier. And again, he's trying to hold his humanity. In the Blackbird, they're trying to still save Wolverine. In this again, I want to see how they do Wolverine in the second season. Because the adamantium is out of his skin. Are they gonna make him Feral Rage Wolverine, or are they gonna do him as a horseman of the apocalypse? So he says a psychic connection, to Jean and let them know what's going on in this particular thing. But he's trying to restore the mind of Magneto, and he's like, "Hey, man, make it quick." And Bastion is like, "Nah, I'll go up to X-Ray M and toss this mug all the way down back to Earth, and y'all be exterminated like the dinosaurs." Again, super dope writing in this. And again, Roberto da Costa is supposed to be look a little bit more like Bishop than he is here. But I mean, that's not a minor gripe. They kind of dropped the ball on that one, but I'm gonna let that go. But your Sunspot is hella dope, especially if you read New Mutants. If you read any of the New Mutants comics, you will understand where I'm coming from, especially when Sunspot leaves the team. You know what I mean? But here Rogue is really quoting a lot of you know what I'm saying, inspired the team and quoting a lot of stuff that that Gambit would say at this time, that the cars is always in the X-Men's favor. So Bastion goes up and tries to get it tries to destroy the core of Asteroid M, and you know the wizard Rogue. His name was Gambit. Remember it, smacked the shit out of him. Wow! Oh man, all in his jaw. His jaw looking like mine, all super swollen, stiff. I mean, man, go skip to Malou. I'm talking about she's doing this while crying because, again, when she was there, when he was alive, she played him. But at the last moment, she realized she loved him. But this was a great fight scene because literally they made Rogue go off. Again, Rogue got her time. Not once, but twice. And I'm so mad that Storm again did not get that opportunity. And where the hell Bishop at? You know what I mean? So they get into their fight. It's not out, knockout, drag out. Now, find out this is the other side of the moon, the blue side of the moon. And on this, if you can look here, and I'm gonna full screen this. If you look here to your left, that is Apocalypse. That's the face of Apocalypse. And what I found out was that this was a base that Apocalypse normally hangs out at. So Apocalypse has been teased throughout this whole series, whether it's subtly or through little small images here, especially in the opening credit. But they go at it. Bastion, she turns out, you know what I'm saying, that Bastion is a tad bit stronger than Rogue, which made me a little even more excited because Nimrod is no joke in the comics. Nimrod's a bad mother boy. You know what I mean? So WHIH is reporting on this and like, yo, there's a lot going on right here. You know what I mean? There is fireworks in the sky. We could be looking at doomsday and everybody's looking up. You know what I mean? And again, this is a briefing that they're having with the UN, United Nations, and everybody, right? And it was like the gravity core. If asteroid M hits the Earth, literally it's game over, bye bye for everybody on Earth. You know what I'm saying? Even Senator Kelly, like, oh snap, shaking his foot. And again, this is where I had problems with. This is T'Chaka as a Black Panther, not T'Challa. And again, when you're watching this, you're going over this, it feels like it's been a concerted effort to, ever since the death of Chadwick Boseman, to get rid of the legacy of T'Challa. And I'm going to tell you, this continuity is the same as the Fantastic Four in 1994, the same as Spider-Man, excuse me, same as Silver Surfer, even though he was off-world doing his own thing, but same as Hulk, you know what I mean? Same as the Iron Man. So just why you see, if you notice, you've seen the Fantastic Four cameo through Morph, you've seen the Hulk cameo through Morph, you've seen Captain America and Iron Man in the series. All of those were shows that came out in the 90s. I believe Doctor Strange had one too. But those were shows that came out in the 90s. It was all one connected universe because, Spider-Man did his own version of Secret Wars, but it took all of those. You're watching those shows, it took all of those characters except for Black Panther, T'Challa, you know what I'm saying, and put them in those shows. And again, I'm old enough to tell you that when this show came out, you know what I mean, it was T'Challa. The original series was T'Challa. It's always been T'Challa. They literally retconned it out of the fandom, Wikipedia, whatever, the Marvelpedia wiki, the Marvel wiki, and tried to change this to T'Chaka, and it never was. Because he was never Black Panther, because he always died. That's just like if you was watching Batman, an animated series, right? Or you was watching, let's say you were watching Justice League, right? This was a new Justice League. And you go and they cut to Batman and it was Thomas Wayne. And this is not Earth 2 or alternate universe. It's the original Earth 1. The original continuity, the original canon. How many people do you think will be up in arms about it? And it's confirmed is King T'Chaka. You know what I'm saying? Right here. Sir, King T'Chaka is right. You know what I mean? And again, why is T'Chaka alive? Why is it not as... You know what? I wouldn't... It wouldn't have surprised me if that Black Panther was his uncle, because then it would have made sense. Okay, in this continuity, it would have made sense to a certain point. Because I'm like, okay, did they just retcon it? But like, okay, we're gonna bring him in, but we're gonna have his uncle. We're gonna do the storyline of huddling. But again, because they introduced T'Challa not only in the Fantastic Four 1994 series that Panthers Prey, they also did it in season 3, I believe, of X-Men animated series when he was there in 1992, where nobody was talking about recast T'Challa and all of that, and they didn't have the foresight to know that Chadwick Boseman was going to die, and Marvel Studios was going to double down on basically killing his character in every medium. All right. All right, so Senator Kelly's like, hey, we got to make some moves. Again, Magneto and Charles is having, this psychic, debate in their head. A lot of great dialogue in this. I'm not going to lie. A lot of great dialogue. But he was letting them know that people love you out here. Just because people leave or don't want to deal with your shenanigans does not mean that people don't love you out here. I love you and I care about you as a... It was like if I see my little brother fall. You know what I'm saying? I don't want my little brother to fall. I don't want my best friend to fall. And that's basically what you saw here. A lot of people was trying to say that it was, it was more than just brotherly love. It was more like a secret love, but it's not. It's not that. You can love another man, no diddy, without, it being homosexual or anything like that. You can be able to love your brother as you love yourself, as the Bible would say. You know what I'm saying? He said, I got you. And again, when you have a tormented soul, a person who feels like they're alone, I think the message was, don't leave your brother behind. Always be there for you. Even though technically Charles is dead ass wrong, you know what I'm saying, for being in this man's mind. But again, I understand what he's doing. But again, that's also planting the seeds to Onslaught. You know what I'm saying? But Bastion comes down. He's beating the brakes off of Rogue now. He beat the brakes off of Rogue and then came over to Asteroid M. And it's, again, there's a lot of great action that's going on right here. And Scott is crying. Hold on. I'm going to show you something. Scott right here, you know what I'm saying? For one, they're making Scott agile. They redeem, like in this series, they redeemed Scott, but lessen Storm like they, like they did in the live action stuff. They always lessen Storm. Storm was not the badass goddess that she is. You know what I mean? But Cyclops was badass here. Him, and he's agile like he is in Street Fighter versus X-Men or Marvel versus X-Men or Marvel versus Capcom 2. Just dope. It was super dope. You know what I mean? But also, Jubilee got a piece of him. You know what I mean? Nightcrawler, he's doing his thing. Again, this is amazing. Amazing. She burnt half his face off. So he kind of looks Two-Face. Again, this is a great analogy of the destruction of your humanity in the things that you're letting consume you. Like the metal to me represents what I'm consuming. I'm consuming all of the negativity, and I'm being more of the machine, more of the destruction of myself, instead of embracing who I really truly can be, because I have so much hatred in my heart. Very great dialogue. Very great dialogue. But again, ain't nobody trying to monologue. We're trying to get this thing cracking. You know what I'm saying? But this was great because they come in on a Sentinel and everybody's freaking out, and then it's Beast up in here doing beast shit. With Storm, Morph, you know what I'm saying, and Jean Grey. Again, Storm could have been doing some shit around here, and they made her suck. The man has made a machine. You got electricity. You know what I'm saying? Toad ain't the only one who can get fried. Fry his ass. But nope, didn't do it. You know what I'm saying? But they chose to use humanity against him. They chose to use humanity, to not repeat the past. They chose not to fight and said that you could be better than this, big dog. You know what I mean? If you wasn't out here being a hater, you could be way better than this. You know what I'm saying? And, he was like, what, so I could be a freak like y'all, just sit up here getting persecuted? You know what I mean? And he was like, and Cyclops was telling me, yo, your mom, Charles Xavier came to your mother, and your mother rejected him. And he was like, that was supposed to protect you, but hatred doesn't have protection. Just because you're spewing hatred is not protection. You know what I'm saying? Especially about something you don't understand or a person that you don't know. You know, and he says this line, humanity would rather die than have kids like us. And that's a sentiment, honestly, because he did, and this is going into the Magneto protocols, if you see here, but a lot of people think like that. I'd rather die than have, to have y'all to have kids, that think like that, to have kids like us. A lot of people thought that. You know what I mean? But, Gene is trying to, hold everything back, but it's kind of hard. You know what I'm saying? But Bastion, rushes them. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. Bastion is actually getting sucked out, and he was like, "Hey, grab my hand." You know what I'm saying? But you can't grab my hand. And Asteroid M is going down while Iron Man just sitting there. While Iron Man just sitting there, you can fly help. There's things you could be doing, Iron Man, except watching TV. You go in there help, but Asteroid M is going down. No other superheroes is out here. Where the Hulk at? There ain't nobody else that can go out there or Hulk. Hulk can punch planets. You know what I mean? But so as this is going down, they divide up into teams to figure out what they're gonna do. You know what I'm saying? So they stayed there and was like, "Hey, it's teamwork. This is something that Gambit would do too. You know what I mean? He died so we can all live. You know what I mean? So let's go ahead. Let's do this thing. You know what I'm saying? And the good thing is that Cyclops got to tell his son that he loved him. You know what I'm saying? And Jean Grey embraced Nate as his mother because it's kind of crazy. I mean, she, they cloned her genes, so it's technically her genes. And then they shared a psychic connection. You know what I mean? So technically, she kind of was her without being her, but was her. You know what I mean? It's weird, but I still like it though. But he was actually telling, I'm a full screen this here. In this particular scene here, she's letting them know, that we love you and we really care about you. You know what I mean? And he didn't want to repeat his father's same mistakes. And she allowed him to see him for who he is, take his eyes, you know what I'm saying, and show him who he is. And I wanted to show you that too, because I wish that, they would have did this in live action. It was like, you have your father's eyes. So he took off his visor and she suppressed his psychic beam so he could see his father's eyes was just like his. You know what I mean? And I thought that was dope. It was like, it's just like yours. And again, these are great moments. Again, there's really great moments in this show. There's like really great moments. And of course I knew this was going to be perfect, but again, great moment right there. Great moment. And now, he has to save his people. I don't know why this camera is now. There we go. Was not clear. But he got to save his family now. So now, what does Cyclops do? This was dope. And again, who else could have been here? Hulk. Where is he at? Now everybody's helping push this up. This is dope. You got Rogue, one of the strongest Avengers. Strongest of Avengers. Strongest X-Men. You got Jean Grey out here, who all of a sudden now can turn into the Phoenix. That would have helped out. Storm, you know what I'm saying, is helping, suppress it. But you got a cameo between, with Peter Parker and Mary Jane Watson. And nobody called this out. That looks like Flash Thompson behind him. That completely looks like Flash Thompson. Just walking behind looking. But yeah. That's Mary Jane and Peter Parker. And you get the scene where Morph turns into Jean Grey and tells Logan to stay with him. But there's undertones that Morph has a humongous crush on Wolverine. And he really likes Wolverine. It's been hinted throughout this whole entire series. But this is the only way that, they could tell him that he loved him. And they see that this is, the ship is going down. You know, they're still and again, at this point, they're still in this psychic barrier. It's like you need to know who you are. Be who you're supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? I know that we had a dream, and I got a dream, and I'm glad they kept saying a dream, because I believe that that's when Onslaught is good. That's one of the things that Onslaught says. Your dream, that dream is dead. You know what I mean? Oh my God, I like Onslaught, but this was dope. You know what I'm saying? He was like, remember what he was meant to do. And then he snaps out of it and literally just busts it. I'm talking about, this is dope. To me, this is dope. And he said, Magneto lives. You know what I'm saying? And this was so dope. You know what I mean? That he used his electronic magnetism to be able to save, humanity at that moment. And then next thing you know, once he does that extra, he blows the hell up. But it doesn't look like it blew up. Tell me if y'all think I'm tripping. But tell me this doesn't look like it actually got teleported, outside of time and space. Look at the animation. It doesn't look like it actually blew up. It looked like it got teleported out of time and space. So it looked like it got sucked in, and then the sparks you see is that it is getting sucked out of time and space. Because it doesn't, that's what it looks like. It doesn't technically look like they actually, you know what I'm saying, blew up. So Forge is here, and then you see on the wall, I'm trying to see if they got a close-up of this. But but Senator Kelly was talking about the extremists, and then the second coming of Magneto, because Magneto was right. Bishop Bishop ain't been here all. When I literally tell you, he hasn't been here all series. He came, he left and came back now. And again, I'm gonna talk about this in just a second. But Rogue presumably dead, Magneto presumably dead, Beast presumably dead, Storm presumably dead, Jean Grey presumably dead, Charles Xavier presumably dead, Moore presumably dead, Colossus out here somewhere, could use his strength, you know what I mean? Scarlet Witch is off-world, Nightcrawler presumably dead, Quicksilver off-world, so they wasn't even there. I think there's a clip Havoc behind there. But, he was like, we're old friends. You just don't know that. I mean, hell, y'all got the same outfit on it. I should have told you something. Yeah, presumably, all these people presumably dead. You know what I mean? But, again, he's time traveling. So that's why I believe that he got sucked out of there. Now, could it have been Kang or He Who Remains that sucked him out of that? You know what I mean? Out of that world. But again, this is all the people that they presume dead, and they, of course, they put a close up on Storm, who I'm still mad did do absolutely nothing in the fight. You know what I mean? And it was like the X-Men are dead. It was like, hey, we can start a new team. This ain't my first rodeo. He came in like we can put a team together. And then, Rogue wakes up again. That's why it was white. To me, I think they got sucked out of space and time. But now they're in Egypt in 3000 BC. And this is where you first encounter Apocalypse. So what is he saying? He's like, what is it saying? We're not in Kansas anymore. You know what I'm saying? And then he goes to the future of 3960. Where young Nathan Gray is there too. So he was like, wait a minute, what's going on? And then, of course, Magneto's in the past, along with Charles, Beast, Rogue. They're in the past right now. And then you see a very young Apocalypse. He said, we have no quarrel with you. And then you see, he said, you're a long way from the Crest Coast. Sapien cast. Now, um I believe this is it Jeans in Scott's I believe it's Jean and Scott's daughter from the future. Um but it's Clan Cosney. But this is a young Nathan a young Cable. Nathan Summers. A young Nathan Summers. But I could be wrong on the other lady. I could be very wrong on that. But he was like, do not fear us, because he's using his mind to say, hey, what is your name? You know, he said, my name is Incyberner, aka Apocalypse. So the apocalypse take him out of time and space? He was like, oh, snap. You know, and then you see Egypt at that time ran by a young apocalypse. And then you got Nightcrawler and Magneto, Charles Xavier Beast. You know what I'm saying? Rogue is there, like, uh-oh. Oh, snap. What happened? How did we get here? And it's to be continued. And I love this. I love it to be continued on here. Because then it sets up, episode 2. Now, here's a post-credit scene after this. It said this is present. Now, somebody's got to be stuck in the present day. So I wonder, is Storm in the present day? Do everybody, are they, Cable, or is everybody fighting Apocalypse in the present day? That particular team. You know what I mean? So he says, so much pain, my children. And he's going through the rubble. When he went through the rubble, that's, hold on. Oh, man. I want to show you when he said so much pain, he pulled out that card. So we already know, and let me full screen this real quick, because I think this is also, we already know Gambit is coming back as an Apocalypse, as one of the horsemen of Apocalypse. One of the four horsemen of the Apocalypse. And, my man Apocalypse is too dope. Okay, and that's the end of the episode. Let me remove that. Let me just say, this is the things that I liked about this episode. What I liked, just the season in general. Great writing, great storytelling, the whole entire 9. They really put their foot into this. I'm not even gonna hold you. They put their foot into this. This was amazing. This gave me hope on the animation side, where they could be able to tell great stories. If they want to bring back Spider-Man, who also had really great stories. Of course, they couldn't do a lot of the stuff that they could do because of the ratings at that time. Again, I remember coming home and watching Batman the Animated Series, as a teenager, watching X-Men, and Spider-Man. So hopefully they can expand upon this in season 2. They could be able to bring in, do a Spider-Man series, do a Fantastic Four, do a whole animated universe like they did in DC. Legitimately take a play out of DC and do DC animation with Marvel animation, but do it in this style, because this was nothing short of amazing. Great dialogue, great storytelling, anticipation, great action, all of that. The things that I did not like, the melanated characters did not get their shine. Storm, Bishop, what they did with T'Challa, and Roberto da Costa, because again, Roberto da Costa is an Afro-Brazilian. He's not represented as an Afro-Brazilian in here. And a lot of the things about hatred and bigotry, to me, it was a lot of undertones of the QI plus. I believe I'm saying all of that. But I believe a lot of that was pushed towards them into that community. And I believe that the Black community did not get a lot of their story told, which a lot of Claremont's writing was an algorithm for the civil rights and everything that was going on with Black people too, in a lot of other marginalized groups. You know what I mean? And we're not just all lumped together. You know what I mean? So those are the things I had a problem with. T'Chaka showing up was weird. You know what I mean? And again, it went like wildfire on social media that we believe that T'Challa is being replaced. But again, I thank you guys for hanging with me, with this. I'm not gonna lie, This was hard to get through because my jaw right now is killing me. It's numb right now. Again, it felt like it's getting bigger. You know what I'm saying? I can't wait to go to the dentist. Got to take me some pain medication. But again, thank you so very much for tuning in. What did you guys think about X-Men 97 as a whole? Did you like it? Did you not like it? I would give this show a 9 out of 10. It's not perfect. It's almost perfect. There was a few missteps. A couple of them was blatant, especially the way that they treated Storm after she had that amazing moment, and everybody else got a time to be amazing except for that little part. I'm talking about in a fight where we need to be able to, win this war, win this fight. She didn't show up in Genosha. She was MIA, and then Bishop showing up at the end. Weird stuff, man. Weird stuff with the melanated characters. Even Sunspot didn't really get to go Sunspot. I know he's a POV character, but still, it didn't make any sense. But other than that, everybody else, there was great, fleshing out Scott and making Scott more than just a one-dimensional leader who gets punched in the stomach by Wolverine. Showing Wolverine, putting him in the back this time. When he had his moment, the most amazing part is them doing X-Men number 25. You know what I'm saying? Where they rip the adamantium out of Wolverine's body, and then the Gambit dying in the way that he died, and all of that. Amazing. But these are things that I would like to improve. More Storm, but her being a badass when she needs to be a badass, not when it's easy, when it's hard. She needs to go out kind of like what they did with Rogue. And Rogue got fleshed out a lot more in this series. You know what I mean? We got to learn more about the humanity of Magneto in this story. So it was a lot of great stuff. Again, a lot of great dialogue. Really enjoyed it. The MCU has a lot to be able to catch up on if they're going to hang with this writing. But again, what did you guys think about it? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Oh, you know what? Before I go, I might not have a video before because I'm about to get to the outro, but I might not have a video for you guys. Maybe Monday. I don't know. I got to see how my mouth is. You know what I mean? I'm thinking my tooth is going to get pulled. Probably 9 times out of 10 it will. But, you know how y'all do it, man. I appreciate you guys. And I'm going to stop blabbering.
Yo, the sign is real simple, B. It says wrap it up. Wrap that up, B.
Oh my God, I'm doing this for you guys. Again, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that bell notification so you can never, ever, ever miss one of my videos again. Until next time, I'll holler at you guys later. Peace and vibe power, y'all. Enjoy y'all weekend. Let me go get where's my outro at? Let's get out of here.
Wait a minute. You're telling me the video's over?
What?
Okay, I guess so. If you have came to this portion of the video, thank you so very much for sticking to the end. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that little bell notification so you never miss one of my videos. And if you really want to, you don't got to, go ahead and follow the social media links that's down below. Until next time, I'll let you guys later. Peace and vibe higher, y'all. Y'all take care of yourself.